listening to Retro Station, a retro game podcast. This episode wasn't scripted at all. They're just winging it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Retro Station, a retro games podcast. I'm David.
I'm Hilary.
And I'm Steven.
And today we're going to be talking about DuckTales.
Woo!
Thank you. On the NES. But before we get to that, Hilary, have you played anything else?
I didn't play any system games, but I did download a couple of new phone games. 3 of them are games that, like, when you're on Facebook and you get ads for them, and it's like, oh, that's a cool game. And then you download it, and it's a completely different game.
I hate that.
And all 3 of them, I don't know if they're by the same companies, but they basically are the same game, just reskinned. So
I hate that.
Yeah.
Just tell me about the game, actually.
Apps anymore.
Yeah. So that was kind of disappointing. So
Yeah.
and then there was another game that I seen ads for, and the part that's really frustrating is that at least one of them had like a playable demo. It is still not the same game. I'm like, I want to play the playable the game that I'm playing in the demo.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I played that where sometimes it's like the demo is only like a 4th or 5th of the actual game.
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle game, but then when you get into it, it's like a what do they call it? Real life strategy type Clash Wars. I don't know.
I just don't understand. Like, sometimes the games they actually give you are perfectly fine, but it's like when you show me a different game and then I go get this one, now I'm just mad at you and I'm not going to play your game.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, I can play something else. I don't need that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Also, I don't know if you scroll TikTok at all, but where sometimes you see those people playing like the games, but they're like purposely doing it bad.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't know. That's not how you sell me.
Yeah, I agree. And then the 4th game that I downloaded is a game that also has a playable demo. The playable demo is slightly different than the actual gameplay, but it also might change later because, like, the main difference in the playable demo is that your character is in the middle and you're shooting the bad guys around you, kind of similar to like that one ball game where you're a frog and you're spitting out colored balls to match.
Oh, yeah.
You're not matching colors, but you're shooting out damage. Where when I actually started playing the game, your character's on the bottom and you're going left and right. So, but I'm enjoying that one. So.
Yeah, there is, because I've told you guys about the Arrows game that I've played. And there was one that's like, oh, you can get like gift cards during this. I'm like, well, I'll probably watch a ton of ads, but if I'm going to play it anyway, I'll do it. And I went, and before you even play, it's like, how do you want to be played? Your PayPal, your Amazon, whatever. And it's like, give us your info. I'm like, nope, that's not how this works. Like, when I earn something, then I give you my info.
Yeah.
If you're asking for it ahead of time, I think that's pretty shady. I don't know what you're doing. I don't like that.
I played, or the ones where it's like, if you, the PayPal ones, right? But they're like, you have to get $50 before you can transfer it. And then they give you like 45 super easy.
Yeah.
And then it just slows way down.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not cool. Not cool.
So the game that I playing that I do like is called Cell Survivor.
Cells or?
Yeah, cell, because like basically you're a cell and you're attacking, like, the bad guy is like a giant like virus. And then the 3 games that I downloaded that are basically pretty much the same, just kind of like reskin, is Tiles Survive, Dark War, and Wipeout Survival. The first 2 are like zombie apocalypse games, and then the 3rd one is basically the same, except for instead you're dealing with just being in like really bad winter and having to keep all your people warm throughout the giant storms. But they all 3 play pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, and the Whiteout Survival one was the one that had a playable demo that is way different than.
I hate that.
So I'm just like, why? Like, I'm like, that's the game that I wanted to play.
They must get something out of you just opening it even once. I don't know what it would be. There must be something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure depending on how many downloads they gets them the ad revenue.
Yeah, that's gotta be it.
Yeah.
That's annoying though. Hate that. Stupid people. Should be legal.
Or the places that are like, you download this game, it has no ads.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Is that about that one?
Yeah, that's it for my games.
What about you, Steve?
I didn't play too much. I played the game at hand, not very much at all either, because I had a tournament yesterday, and so I've been training for that. But I did get a little, and I've been studying for like insurance stuff, and which is very dry.
That sounds boring as fuck.
Yeah. Some stuff is like, some of the keywords and definitions are crossovers because I did pet insurance for quite a while.
Right.
So there's that, but I don't know. I'm sure I could copy and paste everything and it'll read it for me like to an AI thing, but there's no like reader. So you have to manually read it, and then you take a test on it, which is about 20 questions. You have to get a 75 to pass, and then but like just the reading is about 2 hours worth of each chapter, and there's like 20 chapters.
Oh,
I'm on like chapter 7 or something. 6 or 7. But I did play a little Diablo 2 Remastered. I think I'm level 73 Sorceress. And then I started a Barbarian just to try it. I got to, I think I mentioned this last time, I got to Hell and with my Sorceress. And because of the immunities and stuff, it's pretty hard. So I've been trying to level up in Nightmare, but it's been slow because I'm over leveled for that.
Yeah.
And so I'm in like a weird limbo.
Sounds like everything giving you not very much experience.
Yeah, they have like terrorized zones, which are after you beat the difficulty, if you go back into the difficulty, there's terrorized zones, and those are usually higher level than what they normally are. So sometimes you get lucky, and then like the boss levels are terrorized, so you could keep doing those over and over again, and then you get some good experience. But yeah, and I found some cool things. I found like a charm that, and I don't know how deep into the other Diablos you've gotten, but in Diablo 2, you're very focused on loot gathering. So the better the loot, the better your character, the more loot is a cycle.
Right.
And then you get loot, and then you can start other characters. So you usually start with like a barbarian or a sorceress. Sorceress can get through the levels really quick with like teleporting, and then barbarians usually have the best equipment for magic find. So the higher your magic find, the better rarity stuff you get. And the more often you get the rare stuff. And so, yeah, I just started a barbarian. I think I'm level 10 or something for the barbarian.
Gotcha. Right on. Cool. Is it fun so far? You like a barbarian?
Yeah, it's a physical attack as opposed to elemental. So you got to be a lot more wary because you're closer to the monsters.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was looking up stuff to build the barbarian, it's called a Horkster barb. Horkster. And you're like, why is it called a Horkster barb? And because what you're doing is you usually build a whirlwind barb, which your guy spins around with like two swords or something, and like he can go through enemies, which is the perk of it, and he usually doesn't get hit very often while he's doing it, so you can clear out like mobs of enemies. so you use whirlwind, but you also use find item and find potion. So find potion levels up your find item, and then when a monster dies, especially like unique monsters or like the boss level monsters, they drop good items. Well, when you find item on them, it explodes their corpse and more items drop. So then you have another chance of getting unique items and stuff like that. And so I'm like, what? Find item, whirlwind, nothing doesn't make sense, because usually things are like Blizzard Sorceress. You know, it has something like with what the term is. Mm. And so I looked on Reddit, and it's the sound he makes when he uses find item, which is
so he's heaving.
Yeah.
I think our dog makes that noise sometimes.
Yeah.
So Horkster Barb.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good Jesus. It's like the one you don't invite to parties. It's going to like dry heave all over the place. Disgusting. God damn it. Gross.
Yeah. Those are the only games I played. The only game I played other than this one.
Right on. I played WWE 2K26. It came out. Yay. I got the early release. So technically as we record this, if you just got the basic game, then you probably don't have it. But by the time you see this, though, if you prefer the basic game, you do have it. So congratulations. It's good. I like it so far. So far, I am trying to unlock things because I had my rosters for my universe mode all figured out before I realized, oh, a lot of these people I have to actually unlock to do it. And the season pass, that's kind of a new thing that people aren't super happy about, because they used to just give you like 4 wrestlers or something every 6 weeks, and now you have to like go through these tiers to unlock that and other stuff. If you're trying to do that, there is a kind of quick way, in quotation marks. You just go into like the menus, you put it on easy, you do everything to make yourself stronger and your enemies weaker, and you make it so you do the rapid push minigame when you're trying to submit someone instead of the disc thing, and then you switch it so that you can just hold it down instead of press it. Then you go and you just do singles matches. Every tier is 800 experience points. Every match you win is about 110, so it's a lot of matches. Pick Brock Lesnar, pick Stephanie McMahon's Helmsley as your opponent. Rush at the beginning of the match, then put her in a submission. She'll almost always tap out unless she does some reverses. Either way, you'll be done pretty quick. I did it.
Like a farming method for...
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's grinding like an RPG. Yeah. And so like, I was already on level 3, but last night I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do this because I'm afraid they're going to patch that ability out, which maybe they have by the time you watch this, I don't know. So I had this match, Brock Lesnar versus Stephanie McMahon Helmsley, 249 times.
Oh my God.
I was watching... Yeah, it's not fun. I was watching wrestling while I played wrestling, because I'm like, this is like mindless. Every once in a while she'll go on like a reversing kick and like make it a little harder, but it's like you're still going to win. It's just now it's taking you longer.
Oh my God. Because like, I don't know, in Diablo 2, like literally when I'm farming with a sorceress, I'm like, I go to the waypoint and then I teleport, find the stairs, go down, teleport, find the stairs, go down, teleport right to the boss. Because usually the boss level is the same every time. And then kill the boss, and then like exit game, restart, and then do the same teleport. So I could just imagine like Brock Lesnar, Stephanie McMahon, choke. Yeah. Next choke.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah, and like the nice thing is after a match, you could choose rematch immediately. And that way you don't have to deal with like, you don't have to like skip past the walk down animation because it's already technically done it. So that speeds it up. But it's still, I mean, it's tedious. But if you try to just do it through natural play, like it's going to take you forever to get through that. And
did you discover that on your own, or did
I saw a video. Oh, okay. I figured there must be a way to do that, but like they got really specific, and I was like, okay, that is, because some people were just like, oh yeah, weaken this and then have a match, but they didn't have this technique of doing, because you can choose to like rush or go and shake hands before the match, all the other stuff. So if you do rush, she'll usually get staggered, and then you just grab her, do a submission hold, and she'll tap out again unless she starts reversing you, which then you gotta.
Then you get a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's never. It's not because they're like, I just want to get this done, man. Like, stop it, Stephanie. God. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's like it'd be nice to just get the wrestlers like you used to, so that you don't have to do this ridiculous rigmarole. But it's fine. And then I'm playing showcase mode where you go through CM Punk's career, because same thing. You have to beat certain things, and every match you have to do certain motions. Like they'll be like, oh, do you like 2 diving attacks on your opponent from the top rope? And if you do all of them, then you unlock everything for that match. So I'm trying to go through.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Little side quest type things.
Yeah, and it's like recreating the matches he's had or changing them. So like it has his match versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania, which he lost, but he comes up in a video beforehand. He's like, oh, it's always bothered me that I never beat him. So here's our chance to change that and all that stuff. Cool. Yeah, it's kind of fun. There was a way to get past all that one too. If you do a 20-man gauntlet match, and it puts it on legendary difficulty too. Like you have 20 opponents, and none of them are slots, just like The Undertaker and John Cena and all this stuff. And I got to like the 5th one, and then it goes to this video where he's like, wow, that didn't go great, did it? You only got through like a quarter of the people. Maybe you should, I don't know, practice. I mean, the regular showcase mode is right there if you want. To be honest, I just don't think you're cut out for this. I'm like, wow.
Talking crap to you, huh?
Jesus, CM Punk. First, I was playing as your wife, so in a way, you're kind of dissing her too. So that's your problem at home, not mine. So yeah, but other than that, that's something I complain about. I am enjoying it. It's fun.
What do you think? What do you think of the graphics? Because we mentioned this earlier, but my wife and I saw while we were watching, I don't even remember what it was, Hulu or Disney Plus or whatever, something that we don't pay to get advertisements out of. And the preview for this game came up, and Heather made a comment about how the graphics didn't look super great, but she also hasn't seen like the progression.
Yeah.
She just mentioned it looked like a few years old.
Right. Well, prior with noting, I'm playing on PC, and up until this year, they lumped the PC stuff in with like the previous generation. So I was playing essentially whatever the previous generation's graphic levels were. And so now I've taken a jump up to the current generation because I'm not doing the previous generation consoles anymore. So in that sense, it's been a jump for me. Some models are better than others. And there is a thing where like, they generally look pretty realistic, but if they're doing something close up on their face with expressions, that's where it gets weird. There is a wrestler named Blake Monroe, and she's supposed to be like this glamour gal. And so at the beginning, her walk down, she's like looking in like one of those makeup mirrors, and she like winks and blows a kiss, and then she goes out in the ring, and then she like winks at the audience. She just a little sexy bite her finger thing. But because of Uncanny Valley, it's kind of creepy. Like I see what they're going for, and it's fine, and it's as well created as they're probably gonna do. But like I'm like, you look like a weird robot woman, dude. In general, though, I think it's really good, and some models again are better than others.
Well, and then like with some of the wrestlers, they actually took some like renderings of the wrestlers, and then I feel like others they just kind of manually created them, and it really can really vary from wrestler to wrestler.
Yeah, it does. So,
have you tried making yourself?
I've not yet. I wasn't sure if like the stuff I unlocked more costume parts or anything like that. So I'm waiting to see that, and then when I have everything unlocked, I'm gonna figure out my universe mode and do all that stuff, which is exciting to me. Everyone else is probably like, oh, shut up about this wrestling game, but you know what? I'm sorry. It's what I played. I don't know what to tell you. And it is good. It plays very similarly to the one last year. There's a few minor changes here and there, or some would say they're major, but I mean, I'm not that into the nitty gritty, but overall, yeah, it's fun. It's good. I don't notice it being like faster or slower or anything than last year. It's just, it might be, but overall, pretty nice. I like the presentation's prettier. They've made a few things easier, getting through the menus and getting the stuff you want to do, a little quality of life improvements there. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with it. So we'll see as I get deeper in. There is weird things that they added ragdoll physics to this because they wanted you to be able to like slam someone on the stairs and not have to do like a very special certain kind of grapple to do it, which is cool. Except for like I was in a match and like the stairs had been put into the ring, and Rhea Ripley was trying to walk past them, but she kind of walked through them. But because of ragdoll physics, her leg bent dramatically to the side at the knee, which is definitely would be a break. But she just kind of like jittered it and then walked past it. It was fine. She shook it off real quick. So good for her. Very flexible woman, apparently. But I'm like, oh, that's gonna be weird at times.
I need to get on that training program.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could bend your leg fully sideways at the knee, that's amazing. Good job. So there's gonna be weird stuff, but I think that's funny. Some people probably hate like that's not realistic. I think it's hilarious. I love it when it does ridiculous stuff that doesn't make any sense. It just cracks me up. As long as it doesn't break the gameplay, I'm good with it. I think it's funny as hell. So that's that. That's the only thing I played. I'm trying to edit too, and it's very hard because I'm sitting at the same device that I do both things on.
I could edit, or I could play more.
Yeah, I mean, if we just like we're going to release our podcast any old time, it would be a year before you got to hear about RC Stunt Copter. And believe me, you want to know about RC Stunt Copter if you haven't listened to that one yet. That's what I did. Yeah.
All right, so news?
News. You got something?
I got one thing. So there is a new game coming out called Karen, where you play as a Karen that tries to destroy a shopping center.
Oh yeah.
What system's that for? Or just like
I'm not sure. It was just a quick ad that I saw and it made me laugh. So
Yeah. I think I saw it. Yeah, that looks hilarious. I hope it's good. I was actually fun because I'll absolutely play that game. Oh God. What about you, Steve? Got any news?
Yeah. Well, actually, did you guys get the Ditto game, or have you seen anything on it?
I saw that.
Some people playing it a little bit, but I didn't really sit down and watch it.
I started to watch an IGN review, but like, I don't know how to explain this. The lady doing it, the way she talked, it was like she's like reading a storybook to kids, and I'm like, I can't. But it sounded like she was heading in a positive direction. But also, I don't know, people don't trust IGN, so I don't know. But
They're
either
all
way,
over the place.
Yeah. So maybe it's probably at least decent, I'm gonna say. But if that woman happens to be watching, I am sorry. It's your style is not for me. I just can't. I can't.
it might be that specific game though too, because I think that game is really geared towards kids.
Yeah,
so.
It could be. It's like, man, it'd be funny to listen to her like do Mortal Kombat like that. Like, and then what was great is I also was able to pull his spine out. What fun! Like, cool. Okay. I don't know, but
speaking of pulling spines out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my news isn't totally game related. Yesterday I did a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament that I had been training for, I don't know, since I heard about it. But and so I got third place out of 4. There was a first place. The person who submitted me tied the other 2. And then the other 2 guys tied everybody. So they tied for second place. And then because I got submitted and then tied, I got third place.
Okay.
Not that bad for being 10 years older than everyone else and and 20 pounds lighter than most of them, or 40 pounds lighter than them. So that was that. And then about 45 minutes later, I got put into my second match, which was no-gi. Very good matches. I ended up getting a tie on the last one. So I won gold, which looks similar, but there's a blue ribbon this time. So it's pretty cool. What was funny though is when I was hurting kids. I
know, that's not good at all.
There was a kid on like some retro, it looked like a Game Boy. I thought it was a Game Boy at first, but it must have been an emulator. And so I asked him what game he was playing. And he's like, I'm trying to get through the cutscenes so I can save. And he's like doing this while he's like walking to the mat and almost on he was playing Ocarina of Time.
I'm proud of this kid. Just for not wanting to put his game down from the house. He needs to figure out how to do the.
And then either his mom or coach like came up and said, "You got to hand it over." He's like, "I'm trying to get through it." She's like, "I know how to save it." So hopefully she did, because she was probably my age. So we know how to save things. But
Right on.
yeah, it was kind of sad that he was skipping through, because Ocarina of Time, it's a pretty good story.
Yeah, I understand the point in skipping. I mean, he was in a certain circumstance, but yeah, you don't want to miss out on the cinematics on that kind of game.
Right. But I was pretty wild, because like Ocarina of Time is no slouch of a game, and it's what is a 64, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's pretty retro.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So I was happy to see a kid that was probably 8 years old playing that game.
It makes me optimistic about the future of our children. Good job, child, whoever you are. If you happen to be watching this, maybe you are. You like retro games. You're like, I want to listen to a podcast. Maybe let's talk about Ocarina of Time, and they'll tell me what happened in the movies I skipped.
I tried to look over. I couldn't tell what part he was on.
Yeah, I haven't played that in so long. I don't know that I remember anyway. But I hope you beat it, kid. Good job. I hope your game was saved.
That's it. That was my news.
All right. I have a few things. One, I'm going to show up to one of your events and try to get a Steven's Gonna Kill You chant going, if I can. And is that allowed?
What?
I'm going to go to one of your events and try to get a Steven's Gonna Kill You.
Yeah.
Is that allowed? Is there like rules for the audience?
Yeah.
Can I have a sign that says Steven's Gonna Kill You?
Probably.
Sweet. Well, let's make a shirt. I'll make a shirt that says Steven's Gonna Kill You.
Oh, speaking of which,
Your face.
if you want to come, at the Puyallup Fairgrounds, April 4th, so the Saturday before Easter, it's actually free parking, free entry, and I can tell you the time that I'm going to be going up. And actually the girls are going to be grappling there as well.
Wow.
I was going to ask if your kids haven't done any.
Vinny's not super interested in it, but the girls have been.
Yeah, right on. So Resident Evil Requiem, I feel like we're talking about this every episode, but it's doing very well. So compared to some of the other top-selling Resident Evils, Resident Evil 3 Remake did $5 million in 2 years. Resident Evil 7 did $5 million in 15 months. Resident Evil 6 did $5 million in 5 months. Resident Evil Village did $5 million in 5 months. Resident Evil Requiem did $5 million in 5 days.
There's a lot of fives in there.
Yeah.
So the next one should be 5 hours. 5 million in 5 hours.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. So it's doing great.
But I mean, you have to think, like, how much was 3 Remake versus Requiem? Because, I mean, that makes somewhat of a difference.
I mean, now it'd be very cheap, but I don't know when it came out what the original price was. But, like, 7 and Village for sure were full price. Although they would have been 60 because Resident Evil Requiem is the first one that came out at 70. So there's that. But still, that's a big difference. Resident Evil 6, I know, is one of the biggest sellers, despite it being like one of the least loved in the whole series. But anyway, there you go.
Which one did you give me? Village?
Village. Let's see. So Nintendo is suing the U.S. government over tariffs. So I don't know how that's going to go. Nintendo does have very good lawyers, but they tend to go after people who make emulators and such. They're going after the U.S. government. So I don't know. I hope it'll be good for consumers because tariffs are not. But we'll see how it plays out.
Because they import parts, I assume, from...
Yeah, there's got to be something.
Well, even if it's not parts, like I know, like the movie industry was getting tariffed on importing just the videos and stuff like that. So
PlayStation is pulling out of porting its like single player games to PC. Like its live service games will still be there, but the single player ones won't. So we will not see the cool looking Wolverine game coming out on PC. We won't see the next Horizon game, whatever. This could change. That is the plan right now. It is a little surprising. I don't know how it is for Sony, but for Capcom, of Resident Evil fame, a huge chunk of their sales is the PC game market right now. Like I think it's over 50%. But PlayStation wants people to buy their systems. They don't want them to say, "I will just play this on PC," and that's why. I was unhappy because I was like, man, I haven't played very far into it, but I really like Stellar Blade, and I know they're making a second one, and now that will not be there. However, the company Shift Up said, not so fast, my friend, because they are the ones who actually developed the game, and they have decided to split themselves from PlayStation. So they are going to have Stellar Blade 2 on PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and PC. So if you, like me, heard this news and you were worried about Stellar Blade specifically, you don't have to worry about that, because they want to sell their game to as many people as humanly possible, and not just like one of the 4 options, 3.5 because of Xbox is like a half, but like, they want to sell the game as many places as they possibly can. But I guess if it's really truly internally developed and it's a company that, or like a sub company that cannot break away, we won't be seeing those out there, which is a bummer. But we'll see. Maybe they'll change their mind down the road. Oh, one other thing. I didn't write it down, but I mentioned, I think, the last episode or the one before, there's a new CEO of Microsoft Gaming. And she had said that the next Xbox will play both Xbox games and PC games. So I'm guessing they're putting this out there to compete with the Steam box thing. We'll see. All these systems are probably going to come out further away than originally planned, including the Steam box, because the cost of RAM and other storage is getting absurd. So if they want to make the systems able to play anything impressive at all, and not charge us like a couple $1,000s to do it, everything's gonna be delayed until that gets solved.
We just need to get that one gal, the picture that I sent you, where she combined, what was it, a Switch, an Xbox, and a PlayStation.
That was pretty awesome, yeah. Yeah, get her in charge of everything. Just everything. All the companies used to her. But I think that's it for news. That's all I've got at the moment. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I didn't write it down. So you know what? That's that. That's how it is. So
At least no one in the gaming company died that we heard of. That's good.
Yeah, not that I know of. So the game we're covering today, DuckTales.
Yes. Woo-hoo. So, this game was released in 1989, developed by Capcom and based off the Disney cartoon for the NES, and later ported to the Game Boy in 1990. You play as Scrooge McDuck traveling around the world trying to get more treasure than your arch rival, Flintheart Gloomgold, to become the richest duck in the world. So very true to the cartoon. It is the first licensed title that Capcom and Disney teamed up for. There was like one other game that Capcom released that was where they did partner with Disney, but it sounded like it was kind of like their own, like they kind of made up characters, so it wasn't an official licensed title. So some of the producers were some of the top producers that also made Mega Man, so that's why you can see some similarities, especially in like the music. They sold over 1 million copies worldwide on both systems, making it Capcom's best-selling title for both systems.
Oh, wow.
Damn. How long did it take them to get 5 million? Let's compare to Resident Evil.
Probably lifetime.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's there yet. I think the numbers I saw was like I saw 2 different numbers, and it was kind of confusing because they made it sound like the bigger number happened first, and then they're like, but like worldwide, this number. I'm like, wait, what?
A huge portion of people returned it for some reason.
Yeah, it's like,
that's weird.
But it was pretty close. It was like 1.6 million and 1.4 million.
What is that in today's dollars? Maybe they really did beat it, actually. Who knows?
Yeah, it was like the way they wrote it, I'm like, I don't understand what they're saying here. There was a few changes that they made in the game, either from the initial test run of the game off of feedback or to Americanize it more. Some of the things that they changed was changing Scrooge from blue to red, because the background has a lot of blues and purples and kind of dark, so they changed him to wearing a red coat instead, so it'd be easier to see him.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even... Yeah, because on the cover art, he's wearing a blue, but in the...
Yeah, in the cartoon, he's wearing blue, so...
That bothered me as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, why is he wearing the wrong color? I was mad. I'm over it. It's fine.
Like, I think he has a red robe in the cartoon that he sometimes wears, but when he's traveling around, he's normally wearing his blue coat. Or red, or whatever. Yeah, the blue coat. So, to Americanize it, one of the changes that they made in the Transylvania level is changing the tombstones had crosses on them, and in the American version, they changed it to RIP. And then another strange change they made, and I'm not sure why, they went from having hamburgers to ice cream for the healing items.
Well, ice cream's cold, so you could probably put it on your sore spots like it's ice.
Didn't his nephews always like ice cream?
Yeah.
A duck eating a hamburger would be kind of weird.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that's part of it. The other thing that they changed is there was an option in the game for Scrooge to give up his money, and I guess I'm assuming it was Disney. It was like, no, that's too un-Scrooge-like, so we're not gonna.
I mean, his name is literally Scrooge.
Yeah. So.
Guys, remember when like we could consider billionaires protagonists? Yeah. Man, those were the days. That was fun.
There was a sequel in 1993 and a remastered version developed by WayForward Technologies for the PC, Xbox 360, PS3, and the Wii U in 2013 that updated graphics and used some of the voice actors from the original TV show. They used basically all the voice actors that were still alive, so there was a couple of them that didn't. And then the original 8-bit version was also re-released in a Disney Afternoon collection for the PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 that was just released on February 26th.
I remember seeing that, yeah.
This year?
Yep. This year, 2026. So it was just released a few weeks ago, basically. For gameplay, you run around as Scrooge. It's a platformer game. You use his cane to either hit things on the ground, or while you're jumping, you can use it as a pogo stick and jump higher and break things. The goal is to collect as many diamonds and treasures as you can. There's basically 3 different diamonds that you collect. The small ones are worth 2,000. The larger ones are worth 10,000, and the red ones are worth 50,000. And then when you defeat the bosses, you get a special treasure piece that is worth 1 million. And then you find desserts. Like I said, in the American version, at least, it's ice cream. I'm not sure if the Japanese version had hamburgers or if they changed it so that they also have ice cream. There's also a toy Scrooge that you can get for an extra heart. There is a secret life restoring cheat where while you're standing still, you can hit the select button and you can buy a chest that will restore your life for 3 million. There's 5 areas to travel. There's the Amazon, African mines, Transylvania, the Himalayas, and the moon. The Himalayas, and I can't remember the other one. There's 2 levels that like kind of give you is where you're going to find a lot of your healing and extra lives. So basically, to get through the game, each level has a boss that you have to fight, and then to get their treasures, and then once you get all 5 treasures, you go back to Transylvania and defeat Dracula Duck. And after defeating him, he's like the final boss. After you defeat him, there's like a little mini race between Gloom Gold and Magica's helping him out to like race up to the top of a tower to get the final treasure. There's 3 endings for this game. The great ending is when you earn over $10 million. And
chump change now.
Yeah.
You can't even swim in that. I mean,
and then when you get that ending, Scrooge is sitting on top of a big pile of money, and the paper writes about him being the richest duck in the world. There's like a good ending, which is beating the game and finishing with any type of money. And then there's actually a bad ending where you get $0. And the paper mocks you for losing all your money.
I feel like that's got to be just like almost harder.
So, yep.
yeah.
So
you have to like buy the life chest,
yep,
right?
Yep. So this is how it works, is that because when you defeat the 5 bosses, you get $1 million from them. So you get 5 million just for playing through the game. So you have to, through all the 5 levels and collecting stuff, you have to collect exactly $1 million and then use the life chest 2 times right before you defeat
That's
Dracula.
gonna be so hard to do.
Yeah. And then for being able to get the good ending, there's a couple of spots where you can use Launchpad to travel back to the home screen and then redo the level. And it basically lets you get almost twice as much. You can earn at least an extra 500,000. So I know the Amazon level is one of them, and I can't remember the other one, but it's a kind of an easy way to get a big boost. For reviews, overall it had a really good praise. Electronic Gaming Monthly gave it 8 out of 10, and Nintendo Life gave it a 9 out of 10. The game, when I was looking over all the different reviews, the Game Boy port did have slightly less good reviews, but I think that most of the time it still had like a 7 out of 10. So, but just slightly rated down for the Game Boy port. So, Electric Gaming Monthly praised the game for its gameplay and colorful graphics, calling it a prime example of very good game design. They also said it was probably made for younger players in mind due to the short gameplay, and that you could probably beat it in a day or 2. Meanwhile, Mean Machines magazine called the game very tough and challenging and elaborated that it requires plenty of skill to get all the way through the game in one go. Nintendo Power listed DuckTales as the 13th best NES game in 2008, and later placed the game 44th in its list of the 285 greatest games of all time in 2012.
285?
Yeah.
Why? What a weird... Do 250 or do 300?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
In 2009, IGN ranked it the 10th best on its list of 100 greatest NES games.
How many NES games are there? Maybe it's only 285.
No, there's like 1,000 and something.
For how long to beat, the original, the main is 1.5 hours. The main and extra is 2 hours, and complete is 2.5 hours. I also looked up the remaster. The remaster is, I'm not sure what they did, but they added quite a bit to it, because the main is 3.5 hours, main and extra is 5 hours, and complete is 11 hours.
Maybe they added some cutscenes or something.
Yeah.
There is, because I played it a little bit, there is, when you first start, there's like a level you have to go through that's not any of the other ones. It's not real long. It's not 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else there is. And then the other ones, I only played a little bit of the Amazon one, and even like down to like the enemy placement, it was exactly the same. So I don't...
Yeah.
I'm prettier, but you know.
So I maybe it's because
I'll tell you what they didn't.
it was people that weren't like really skilled at the game playing the game versus
What didn't they add?
Pants. How come these ducks never wear pants?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, obviously they're in a world where clothes matter. The bad guys wear pants. What are the bad things? These
dogs.
Beagle boys.
Are they dogs?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to figure out if they were mice that were.
They don't look like beagles. That's just weird.
Yeah.
They look more like, not pit bulls, but bulldogs almost.
Yeah. There are some characters in the game that are from the cartoon Gloom Gold Magica. There's a very brief moment where Gizmo Duck appears.
Oh.
That's that robot one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, so what do we think of this game?
Good. So next week, I think it's fantastic. I beat it. I played 2 days, not straight, but I played it on 2 days.
With save states.
With save states, yeah, because I'm not a fucking Amish caveman. That's right, modern technology. Yeah, it's good. It is challenging, I think. Although, because we talked about last time, there was like a proto version of this podcast I was doing with someone else, and then his schedule just wasn't allowing us to continue. We actually covered this game there. It was much easier this time, just because even though that was like over a year ago now, I think, but some part of me still remembered where everything was to some degree, except for in the freaking Transylvania level, because, man, I don't like these mazes where you just pop in, go one place and come out another, and you don't No, that's not my favorite tech thing. But
I've never been a maze fan.
not that kind of maze. Like I'll do first person perspective maze, top down maze, but there's things where you pop in one place and pop out another, and you have to remember not my thing. But that's actually nitpick in this game.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you like it?
I enjoyed it. My arm's kind of bothering me this week, so I didn't get to play it I didn't get very far into it because I was having trouble. There's a lot of button mashing in this game, and so my arm was giving me troubles with that. So
I enjoyed the music. Usually I don't play older games with the music on, but it was pretty nice. For some reason, when I was younger, I never played this game when I was younger, but when I was younger, I remember like every NES platformer felt different to me. But now, for some reason, when I'm going back, they all feel like kind of similar, just with different graphics and stuff. I don't know why.
I'm guessing because today's games are more complicated. Maybe. And so they can only vary them so much, I guess.
Yeah. But a lot of hopping on heads.
Yeah.
A lot of vines jumping and...
I think using the pogo stick for it did kind of change it a lot, I felt like, because you could just have a constant bounce going. You have to use it to get over spikes, and then when you hit on a bad guy, it would like launch you up further than usual, which some places you kind of had to use that to get certain areas.
there's also a lot of hidden areas.
There's a lot of hidden
in this
areas.
game.
Yeah. There's one you actually have to go through at the end to get to the last boss. And I couldn't remember that. I was like, what damn because you have to go back to Transylvania. I was like, what freaking combination of mirrors do I have to go through? And there's actually just a wall beneath the mirror that you have to just walk through, and then you can get to where you go. It's weird.
I was trying to, and I wish I would have watched like an episode or two, because I used to, while I didn't play the game when I was younger, I used to watch the cartoon a lot. Yeah. And I don't know, and I might be misremembering, but I don't remember Scrooge being so spry.
I mean, he was.
Yeah. Like, was he like the main doing everything in the shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even Launchpad, because I did a print so I rewatched the show quite a bit when I was doing the artwork. He's like the main person doing everything. And, even Launchpad isn't in every episode. So
back when billionaires used to do their own.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that thing with Launchpad and the point of it, because I was like, I'm in the middle of a level. Why would I leave right now? I don't understand the point. I was like, it keeps showing up. I'm like, bro, you're just standing in a place where I could be doing something. You're not. I don't need to leave the level and come back. And there's a few things where it's like, oh, you need to get the key and it's over here, but then it just kicks you out of the level and you go do it. It's like, I didn't need Launchpad for that either. So I didn't know that you could just go back, and I didn't think about using that to get more money. Yeah. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, because it's like when you use Launchpad, when you come back, it basically resets all the treasure. So
I never healed myself. I didn't realize that was a thing. I had to look it up.
Yeah.
I had no reason to press the select button.
I didn't do that. I
was gonna say you find healing stuff while you're playing the game too.
Yeah.
So
yeah. One thing I like about this is, besides just the walls you can pass through, these gems you get can literally be anywhere. You just jump and you hit a certain part of the screen and gems fall down. So it makes you want to touch every part of every level, because you want to get all the stuff. So that's kind of interesting, because most games are not like that. I guess original Super Mario Brothers, there's places where there's hidden blocks, but they're not just freaking everywhere.
And it's time, so you can't really just take your time and touch every.
Yeah, you can't actually do that, but it's tempting to try, because there's a lot of stuff.
That's probably why the completionist near doubled the amount of time.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that.
Well, and it's set up so that you can revisit any of the levels too. So it's you can kind of do a speed run and then go back and try and different areas. And
I could, like you mentioned, the developers, some of them were on the Mega Man team, and I could definitely feel the Mega Man DNA. It's different, but there is something about it where I'm like, yeah, this feels like it's they're cousins or something. You don't get any special abilities when you beat bosses or anything, but still, it's pretty good.
That's the best part about the Mega Man.
Yeah, but I think this is a challenging game, but it is still much easier than Mega Man.
Probably one of the easier Disney games too. It ain't no Lion King but it does have that Disney charm.
Yeah, this one's tough, but like fair.
I feel like the SNES is when Disney really.
I was gonna
got
say, I
their
think
stride.
the system has to a big part of that.
Yeah, there's literally a term called NES hard because some of the games are just because they're really they'll be like this one where it's like a couple hours long, but you're still spending probably like $50 at the time, so they have to draw out the difficulty, and then a lot of the times they actually made the games harder in the U.S. because in Japan you could not rent out games; it was illegal there. Here you can, so they did not want you to rent a game for $2 and beat it. They wanted you to play it and want to buy it. So they'd ramp up the difficulty. This is probably not true across the board, but they ramp up the difficulty for the U.S. version so that you had to buy it to actually beat the game. Yeah. It's kind of fascinating stuff. You mentioned the music. I think it is fantastic too. The moon level has an awesome tune. It's really good.
Originally, they were going to like do something so that the actual like gameplay movement went slower on the moon too.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of glad they didn't, but I could see why that would be kind of cool.
Give it like a anti-gravity feel.
Yeah. The moon has some scary things you have to pogo across where it's like you have to land on the enemies because there's nothing beneath them. It's
leaps of faith.
yeah, a little scary, but good. I thought the animation in this was very good. Pretty impressive graphics for the NES.
Yeah.
Cool enemies.
At the same time, when we're reviewing the 9 worst NES games, I thought that Disney one had pretty good graphics too.
That was alright too. Yeah, definitely. I think they did Disney okay. I wonder if Disney was like, this has to not look like trash.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, that's what Disney's about. Is their cartoons and stuff.
Yeah. But some of the sprites are pretty good size. I mean, not super giant, but pretty neat. The bosses were all different. Okay, I don't know if you guys did this one. Did you guys fight the boss in the Himalayan mines that turns into a ball and like rolls around the screen?
I didn't, but I watched a playthrough video, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah. When
I played it in the prototype version of this podcast, that was hard because he'd go around and then he'd stop in the middle, and that's when you could jump on him. But then he'd go again, and he didn't know which way he was gonna go, and so that freaked me out. But this time, like for some reason, I don't know if I figured out where to stand to like have enough reaction time to get around him, because you can't. The room's kind of tight, so when he gets on the ceiling, you don't want to be jumping up too high there either, because it can still hit you. But this time, I managed to like dodge it every time. It was actually pretty easy. But the first time, I was like, I don't know which way he's gonna go. It was scary. Oh, did you fight many bosses?
I didn't. My arm couldn't get through the levels, so.
No, I just kind of explored the first couple levels and stuff.
They're decent. I mean, like some games, there's not a lot of variety, and I think as far as the mechanisms in this game I thought they were pretty different from each other, which was.
It does have the nice where it's like each boss has like 5 hits, so it's not the randomized.
not 462 like Bonk's Adventure. Yeah. Jesus.
But not 3.
Not 3. Yeah, I can accept 5 though. 5's okay.
The Mario 3.
The Mario 3. Yeah,
I swear it's still 3.
Yeah.
For most.
They really set the standard for this type of game. I feel like it's I don't know why. I was like, Mario, people like that, and it's 3 hits, so we will all do 3 hits from now on. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I do think I would. I'd like to, because I didn't get that much time because it was a shorter week and a busy week for me. I do think I could see myself going back and trying to push a little further to see more of the levels.
I'd recommend it, and like because it's not like a long game. It's not like you're like, oh boy, where am I gonna find 15 hours? No, it's not that bad.
I was surprised to see it was only an hour and a half. And I mean, like you were saying, the NES games usually aren't that long, but the fact that sometimes it takes you an hour to make it through a level because of resetting over and over again, it can be.
Yeah, that's the thing is I don't. I actually don't know if there's because I use save states. I don't know if there's continues in this game. Actually, I don't know if you guys ever experienced it or not. So I didn't have to check that out. But if not, you will have to try this probably a few times because it is not super simple, and you don't have tons of lives, and there's not like a million extra lives lying around everywhere. So
Yeah, I was like, I know when you die, like it restarts you on the level at the beginning, but I don't know if it like saved any of the stuff that you had done or anything like that.
And you had mentioned the levels are timed. Did that ever come up at all with you guys?
it did for me.
I died before my time right out. So.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. That's
Yeah.
why I was asking.
Yeah,
I died.
the Transylvania level, because it is a maze, and I know which way to go. And it's funny because like, I had saved I didn't even realize it was timed, and I save stated, and I'm all trying to find out, and then I would just like die. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, what am I hitting? I was hitting the time limit. That's all. And I didn't realize I save stated with like 50 seconds to finish, which was not going to happen. So, so yeah, that one's because it's not obvious how you need to progress. That one you can get for me, a time. Maybe other people don't have a problem with it.
But you
like,
said that was one of the last ones?
Well, you can do them in any order, but you do have to go back to
You have to do that one twice.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, and it is timed, but it's like 500 seconds, so it's quite a bit of time to get through the level.
Yeah, it's not too tight, but
Yeah. And then, like I said, you can also go back and do any of the levels, so you can kind of do a quick run and then be like, okay, let me go back in and go this way and see if I missed anything.
I think it holds up today, personally. I mean, like I said, the remaster, from what I played, which is not all of it, it's almost identical gameplay-wise, and it is still really fun. So the only real, I don't know if drawback's the right word, the only thing different here is the graphics, but for 8-bit graphics, they're pretty decent. I personally think this is still very worth playing today.
Yeah.
A lot of those NES Disney games are pretty good, so this is just another fantastic one, I think.
How much are people going to be paying for it?
If you're getting it loose, it's going to be $22. Complete is $98. New is $390. And if you want graded, it's $1,532.
I do not agree.
I forgot. I noticed that the box is more expensive than the loose game. The box, I think, was like $43 or something. It was 40 something, and then the manual was cheaper. I think the manual was like $9. So
I'm not NES games because the boxes are so fragile. I was never that concerned about having the boxes for them. But honestly, even though it is a short game, if I'm a collector and it's good enough, I don't even think 98 is that terrible, personally. And the cartridge price, what was it, 30 something?
loose is 22.
Oh, 22.
Yeah.
Yes. That's not a problem. Yeah, I would buy that in a heartbeat.
You can get the remastered version on Steam right now for $14.99. And I'm sure there's probably sales.
I would be curious to see how much the Disney Afternoon Collection is, because it looks like you get DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Tailspins, and Chip and Dale. So
I know Chip and Dale's good too. I haven't played. Well, I think I briefly played Darkwing Duck, but not enough to have an opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't think I played Tailspin. Tailspin's a great cartoon too. God damn. It was only like one season though. Depressing.
The graphics on this remaster look really good.
Yeah, it looks like you're playing a cartoon.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Launchpad wears pants.
yeah, it's
that's fascinating.
pilot outfit.
It'd make more sense if it was just consistent across the board, because I'd be like, well, in a world where ducks have
And
evolved.
Ducksworth, the butler, also wears a full suit with pants in the cartoon.
If anyone knows the social norms of the DuckTales universe and what society demands,
You know what? Maybe it's like I've seen some cartoons where, like, I think on Octonauts, where they do wear pants, but it just looks like their bodies.
But they have tail feathers.
Yeah.
They have tail feathers.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
I just remember that because there was an episode where Peso the penguin put on a uniform, but like he put it on backwards, so his coloring was the opposite.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'm sure this game would have been adults only if they were rating it at the time because of that.
Well, we have a term in our house where if you put on a shirt before pants, we call it Donald ducking.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard it with Winnie the Pooh too.
Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're pooing.
You're Winnie the Poohing.
So that's our pants. We could all not be wearing pants right now. You don't know. Even if you're watching.
Let's all stand up.
I'm not wearing pants. I don't want to get pulled for YouTube. What are you talking about? All right. So we seem to like this game. I'm sorry you guys didn't get to play as much as you would have hoped. I do recommend going and trying it more.
Yeah. I might go back and talk about it next week too.
Yeah, I think I want to wait till my arm is better to try it again. I also want to try it on the PC so that I can use a regular controller because my handheld, like any kind of game that I have to button mash, isn't actually really good to play on my handheld.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of smaller and the buttons are smaller, so
That makes sense.
kind of cramps my hand more.
What in the AI? So I'm just looking up stuff and it says, is Launchpad a duck or a pelican? That's like what people ask.
Oh.
And then the AI immediately answers, Launchpad is able to play the piano. Like, no, that's not what people are
albatross.
asking.
Well, that's how we know that he's a pelican, because pelicans play the piano.
So though he has the
weird,
likeness of a pelican, it says he is actually a duck. But who knows? I don't know.
Deformed duck. That's probably why he wears pants. He's probably got something real weird going on down there. I don't want to know what it is. So, with that out of the way, the DuckTales have all been told. We have to figure out what we're going to be playing for next week. And if you watched the last episode, we went through a whole rigmarole because we try not to have the same system in a row or the same genre in a row. And if we have to re-roll 3 times, then we just pick any. And we a little bit cheated the system because we decided to pick any this time because we got PS2 IP, which is the last time we did PS2, I think. Which I think we should just make that the rule. If we get the system and it's the exact same setup as last time, if we know that, just re-roll it. So we ended up with PS2 games, but could be any type of game. That's a lot to go through. PS2 has a lot of good games and a lot of weird games.
A lot of bad games.
A lot of bad games, yeah. But that's true. But it has.
But we'll get those 3 out when David talks.
I do think. Okay, so in case you don't know, we all bring 2 games that we think are good, and 1 game that we think is iffy or bad, but fun to talk about, right? I do think, just looking over the list, I don't even know which ones for sure are your iffy ones. I think my iffy one is going to be the most iffy one, personally.
That's probably always true.
I have played it, but even then I was like, this game is so fucking weird. So
I have 2 iffy ones in a way, but I'll explain why.
all right. So with that being said, Hilary, do you want to tell us what games you brought?
Sure. So my first pick was Final Fantasy X, and that was on all of our lists for
I've heard
our
it's good.
top RPGs. So, fantastic game. It's been called one of the greatest games ever, and for a reason. So, I think it would be fun to discuss Final Fantasy on this channel.
Yeah, get a little more in depth on that one.
Yeah. My second pick is Persona 3. FES, I'm not sure what the difference was, but
I don't know what that means either, but it's something.
yeah. So, Persona games are great. Steve, if I remember correctly, you haven't played any of them, so be kind of a good way to introduce you.
Yeah.
3's the one that I definitely got the most time into. So,
I like 1 and 2 as well, but when you start to get the 3, it's like they've changed up how they do things a little bit, and it is more modern feeling for sure. And all the games across the whole series are good, but especially 3, 4, and 5, I think.
yeah. And then my iffy pick is Okagi Shadow King. It's a game that I never played, but the box art always drew me in, and so it's one that I always kind of wanted to try out and just never did. So.
What type of game is it? I've never heard of it.
It's a JRPG.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If I remember right, and it has been a long time, it's got a quirky sense of humor. It's kind of fun.
So you picked all kind of JRPGs then.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, I might as well say this now. The likelihood of us getting a big, long game here is pretty big. There's a couple that are not super huge games. So if we...
all 3 of hers are pretty big.
Yeah.
I think there's like 2 on here that are not... No, 3 are on here that are not super massive. So if we get a really long game, we may have some kind of a special episode next week to give us more time to actually... Because some of these games you cannot... Like, you have to get a little further into to get a feel for it. But anyway. Just so you know ahead of time. We'll say it if it comes up. But Steve, what did you bring?
I brought to the table Suikoden 3. We've covered Suikoden 2, and they really liked it. I have played, I know that Hilary has been a Suikoden fan prior, with having played 4 and 5.
Yep.
I really like 3. 3 was the first one for the PlayStation 2. And it did change up quite a bit of how things were fought, where it's like a paired system now, front and back. And they really explored like the whole where you are in the fighting area determines like if you get hit by your own stuff or not, and things like that. I thought the story was amazing. The story, you can like choose your own order for a couple of the chapters before they all merge. So there's 3 protagonists instead of a normal 1.
Yeah.
And then even then there's a point in the game where you can start playing as side characters and even the bad guys. So really cool. And then my other 2 are, I think they're good games, but I also are a little iffy about them. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, I know the series is good. I have never played 3. I played 1 and 2. So it's iffy because I've never played 3. I think when I was looking, 3 and 4 were for the PlayStation 2, and I think a lot of the recommendations were on 4, which is why I picked 3. I'm sure it's still good. Tony Hawk Pro Skater is a hard one to fail.
It takes a long time before they start getting into releases that are actually like bad, and it's way after this. So.
And then the other one I have actually played. It's Def Jam Vendetta, and it's kind of a silly game because it's a fighting game, but they are using like modern for that time, rappers. As I think you can play as Redman, and you can play as like
DMX,
who's a powerhouse because it's, I think, his game.
Oh,
but and like I think I don't know if everybody's popular because I was not big into the rap scene, but you get to play them, and it's kind of it's a fighting game, but it's not like a button mashing type fighting game, if I recall. It's you do special combos and you're trying to like tap out the other person and break arms and stuff.
You want me to terrify both of you right now?
What?
This is the exact same people, and this is sort of a spiritual successor to WWF No Mercy.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's probably improved upon.
But see, I played this game, and I knew I played it a lot, and I liked it, and it's PlayStation controllers as opposed to other.
Yeah, that is a big difference. That is actually a huge difference. That was the main problem, I think, with No Mercy, is trying to emulate a N64 controller is hard.
But yeah, those are my 3. And like I said, I don't know if it was just, the reminiscing, if the game was actually good, or if we were just like really into the comical beating each other up with rappers at the time. Yeah. So,
yeah, that's probably right. Okay, so my 3, I brought Disgaea, Hour of Darkness. That is the first in kind of a long-running series. It is plays very similar to Final Fantasy Tactics. It is...
I never got into the Disgaea series.
Yeah, it's cool. You play as the Lord of the Underworld. I don't remember what you're trying to accomplish. Something. Anyway, it's actually a very funny game. There's a lot of humor in it, and the you'll end up doing like billions of point of damage to things. It's crazy. Wow. And you can level up your items by going into dungeons within them. It's weird. But
weird.
Yeah, it's cool.
Is it like an anime style?
Anime art, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I've seen like as they've been released, I've seen like some it looks interesting. I just never pulled the trigger on it. That, and it's weird when you can do damage in the 50s and 100s, why you would need to be so wildly numbered
Yeah.
Sometimes
I
for
think
me.
I think it leans heavy into just ridiculousness.
Right.
But still, like, it's not like a brainless game. Like, you have to use some real strategy to do well. So, I mean, it's got a lot going on. My second one, this was actually the next two were on my list when we did like the games we want us to cover at some point. So we have Shadow Hearts. This is also a JRPG. Takes place in the early 1900s. Is sort of a gothic horror JRPG, but not actually scary, just because it has that vibe to it. But also, if I remember, it has like a weird humor as well. Like I think it kind of like is like, we're being too spooky. Hold on, let's do something weird. But it's good. It's got a real cult following. So. And my final one, this is the one I consider my iffy pick, Robot Alchemic Drive, where you play as someone controlling a robot with a remote control. You're playing the person who has a remote control.
Have you put this one up for something before?
I have not, but we talked about it on
on
our year whatever episode. Yeah,
I know I've heard of it before.
Yeah, and it's very ambitious, just kind of odd.
So, 5 JRPGs.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Change me one game.
so that's 9 games. We randomize out of 12 because each of us will choose a game that we want to have an extra shot in the randomizer. We can all pick the same ones. We can all pick different ones. We can pick someone else's. We can pick our own. Whatever. So, Hilary, what game would you like to vote for?
I'm going to vote for Persona. It's been quite a while since I've played a Persona game, so I think it'd be fun.
Cool. Steve?
As much as I want you to play Suikoden 3, because I've talked about it, I think, multiple times as well on this, I'm actually going to pick one that I want to try, and that is the Disgaea game.
I would like to point out that I had like a really close runner-up.
Kingdom Hearts?
I originally was going to have Kingdom Hearts on my game list, but I realized that there's a lot more categories that Kingdom Hearts can come up as. So I tried to pick ones that are a little bit harder to come up in the choices.
Yeah, one of my iffy picks was actually going to be Final Fantasy 12, not because it is a bad game, but because that's where it starts deviating from, I think, what all three of us prefer in RPGs. So it's iffy in that sense. But again, I was like, well, we could get PS2 RPG, we get PS2 Fantasy, we can get all kinds of things where that could pop up again. So I chose Robot.
I would even argue that could be considered a platform.
There's a lot going on. So for this one, I'm going to do Shadow Hearts because I would really like to get back and try that again. I remember getting pretty far in, but I don't think I actually beat it. And I think it could be a nice surprise. So there we have it. So I'm going to do the randomizer. We're going to see what we get. And yeah, something's going to... All these games actually sound really fun to me. I actually want to do...
Especially Def Jam Vendetta.
Yeah, that could be fun.
If we do, we'll have to set up a time before we talk about it to do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that kind of game, I think, thrives in multiplayer. Let's find out. This game was published in 2002. The developer was Sandlot, and the publisher was Enix. In this game, giant monsters are attacking the city, so naturally the solution is giant robots. The only problem is that controlling these robots feels a little like trying to operate construction equipment with a TV remote while buildings collapse around you. We're going to be playing the iffiest one on this list, naturally. But I think it'll be interesting. Fun to talk about, at least. Robot Alchemic Drive. We cannot get an RPG in this show. It just doesn't happen. But that's what we're going to be doing. A rad Robot Alchemic Drive. Rad. That's even like an old term for the time PS2 came back, if that's what they were trying to like point to.
So glad to be playing another controlling game after.
Yeah, another remote control game. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I didn't pick... I was going to put Mr. Mosquito on here, but I was like, well, we don't have like a remote, like not really remote, but like a oddly controlling flying game. So instead we had an oddly controlling giant robot game. So I'm excited about it.
Is this not a long one? So we can...
It's on an RPG at least. I don't know how long it is, but you can at least... You could get a feel for it without... You know what I mean?
Yeah, I need to do a special episode.
No, I don't think so. I think this will be fun to talk about at the very least. Whatever else happens, it'll be fun to talk about. Okay, so now we have to figure out what kind of game we're going to be bringing for the next episode. We randomize like the system, and then we randomize the genre. So we're going to do that. Somehow I knew. I just knew we were going to get Robot Drive. I'm like, look at all these heavy hitters. We're going to get the most obscure one we can. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, wow. Is this it?
Yeah.
13 and a half hours.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever completion it.
I don't even know what you count for, but I don't know. All right, we'll figure it out. All right, number 9. What is that?
Dreamcast.
We have done so much. This is like the 3rd Dreamcast game. What is going on? Okay, let's see what we got here. 7.
Racing.
Have we literally done that before?
That was
We did,
Sega Rally?
yeah.
Yeah. Not technically the last one we did. Do we want to try to get it different? 'Cause, God, we did that, which I don't know if racing was the genre. I'm guessing it must be. We did that. We did Blue Stinger. There was one other, wasn't there? I think that was it. Didn't we do an IP game from them? What the hell is that? There was some kind of IP game. I don't remember what it was. Do we want to look at another racing game? That is not technically the last one we did. Oh, Record Lotus War was the IP game. That's what it was.
It wasn't a racing game. What was because you picked Sega Rally 2.
Oh, it was
Tony
sports.
Hawk. Yeah, it was sports.
That's what it was.
So, I mean.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. I couldn't remember how it came. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a Dreamcast racing game. There are several on the system. Dude, what is up with Dreamcast? That is the most played. I mean, if you don't count 9 for Nintendo on that one episode, I think Dreamcast is the most played system so far, which is wild. One of the smallest libraries.
Yeah, Sega Rally was the only racing game that was even offered amongst our 3 sports games.
All right, that's cool. All right, Dreamcast racing.
Because racing's not a sport.
Wow. Sweden, I believe, or Denmark, one of those places just declared that sex is a sport. So anything is a sport. Doing this podcast is a sport. It's a competition. There's other podcasts doing the same thing. We could win. We aren't close yet. But it could have another one. All right, so we're going to be doing, we're playing Robot.
If sex is a sport, I'd win. I'm the fastest one at that.
Oh, good job. Proud of you. That's great. I was going to try to come up with some kind of announcer thing, but nothing I can come up with is something I can say here probably, even though I cuss a lot. But okay, so we're going to be playing Robot on Chemic Drive, and which, you know, one thing that's nice is that I don't think a lot of podcasts have covered this, so it'll be kind of unique. That's good. And then we're going to be bringing some Dreamcast racing games. So yeah, we'll see what happens. If you guys have enjoyed our talking of the Tales of Ducks and would like to hear about robots fighting monsters and all that kind of nonsense, what you can do is subscribe or follow or whatever, depending on how you're taking this in. Like, heart, star, etc. Leave comments. That is the biggest one. Whatever you're on, it can be very short. It just has to be kind of positive, and it helps us. But a simple, like, you know, good job, that even works. You don't have to write a book unless you want to. You can write whatever you feel like. You can tell everyone how great all my picks always are. That's perfect. And yeah, if you would like us to possibly play a game that you want us to play, one of our randomization options is fan pick. And so when that comes up, we look at all the games that people have told us they would like us to cover, we randomize that, and then we play that game. So if there's a game that you would like us to cover specifically, if you come into our Facebook group or our Discord and let us know what that is, we will add that to the list, and you can figure out links to those down in the description for this episode. Do you guys have anything else?
No.
All right. So for next week, everything's going to be totally rad. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Those 3 might never stop playing this game. They've become quack addicts.